Daniel and Sarah were not careless people. Daniel was 41, project manager in Houston. Sarah ran her own small business. Together, they had saved for 4 years. Spreadsheets, Zillow alerts, a physical folder with printouts of 19 different properties. And they had been almost ready for 7 months. Not because of the market, not because of money, not because of rates. Though the Fed was holding at a 2-year high in late 2023, and plenty of buyers were using that as cover, they were waiting to feel ready. And here is what nobody told them. Every new piece of research felt like progress. It looked like progress. It had the shape of progress. It was not progress. I have sat across from hundreds of buyers in this exact position. Smart people, prepared people. And I have watched the same thing happen every single time. The research does not stop because they found the answer. It stops because something else happens entirely. That is what I want to show you today. Daniel and Sarah were not doing anything wrong. At least nothing they did felt wrong. Every habit seemed responsible, careful, smart. And that is exactly what made it so costly. According to Zillow research in 2023, the average buyer spends over 5 months researching before making an offer. 5 months. And in a market where the Federal Reserve held rates at a 2-year high, every extra month came with a real financial cost. But here is what nobody tells you. The problem is not the research itself. The problem is what research quietly turns into without you noticing. At some point, more data stops helping you decide. It starts helping you avoid deciding. There is a name for this, and once you hear it, you will see it everywhere. Number 1. Checking prices every day. There is a name for what Daniel and Sarah were doing. Kahneman called it loss aversion. He proved it in 1979. Every time you check prices, your brain registers a potential loss, not a gain, a loss. And losses hit twice as hard as gains feel good. That is not an opinion. That is how your brain is actually built. So here is what happens when you check prices every day. Monday, prices are up. You feel anxious. Tuesday, prices are down. You feel confused. Wednesday, a new listing appears. You add it to the folder grows. The decision does not. The more you check, the more your brain looks for reasons to wait, not reasons to act. Reasons to wait. Every new data point feels like protection. It is not protection. It is delay with a responsible face on it. Daniel checked Zillow every morning. First thing, before coffee. 7 months of mornings. Did it help him decide? No. It helped him feel busy while avoiding the decision entirely. According to Zillow research, in 2023, buyers who tracked listings daily took 2 months longer to make an offer than buyers who checked weekly. 2 extra months. In a high-rate environment, that is not caution, that is cost. Here is what to do instead. Pick 1 day per week to check prices. Same day, every week. Before that day comes, write down your maximum budget, the highest number you will pay. That number does not change, no matter what the agent says, no matter how much you love the property. 1 day, 1 number. That is it. Number 2, waiting for the perfect market timing. Most buyers believe there is a perfect moment to buy. Rates will drop, prices will fall, everything will align, and then finally, they will move. That moment does not exist. According to the National Association of Realtors, in 2023, buyers who delayed purchase decisions, waiting for better market conditions, paid, on average, 4% more than buyers who moved within their original window. 4%. On a $400,000 home, that is $16,000 lost while waiting for the perfect time. And it gets worse. The Federal Reserve held rates near high through most of 2023. Buyers waited. Prices in most U.S. markets did not drop. They adjusted slightly, then climbed again. The window that felt like it was coming never came. Here is the truth. The market does not care about your timeline. It moves when it moves. Your job is not to predict it. Your job is to be financially ready when the right property appears. Stop waiting for perfect. Perfect is expensive. Here is what to do instead. Before you start searching, write down just 2 things: how much you can afford and what the property must have. Not a wish list, just 2 clear answers. When a property meets both, you make your move. Simple as that. Number 3, comparing too many properties. Most buyers think comparing more properties means making a better decision. It does not. It means making a harder decision. There is a difference. Psychologist Barry Schwartz proved this in 2004. He called it the paradox of choice. The more options you have, the harder it becomes to choose any of them. Not because the options are bad, because your brain cannot process that many comparisons without shutting down. This is decision fatigue, and it is silent. You do not notice it happening. You just suddenly feel like no property is quite right. Too small, wrong street, not enough light. The list of reasons grows. The decision does not. According to Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, in 2023, buyers who compared more than 15 properties were 30% less likely to make an offer within their target timeframe. 30%. More research, worse outcome. Daniel had 19 properties in that folder, and he still could not decide. So let me ask you something. How many properties are in your folder right now? And when was the last time that number actually helped you move forward? Number 4, asking too many people for opinion. Most buyers think getting more opinions means making a safer decision. Ask your friend, ask your colleague, ask your uncle, ask everyone. Every person you ask gives you a different answer, based on their own experience, their own fears, their own situation, which is nothing like yours. And now you have 7 different opinions pulling you in 7 different directions. Richard Thaler proved this in 2015. He called it the influence of irrelevant information. Outside opinions do not clarify your decision. They contaminate it. Each new voice adds noise, not clarity. Sarah asked 11 people before making any decision. Her sister said, wait. Her colleague said, buy now. Her father said the market will crash. 3 different answers. None of them were Sarah. Number 5, researching to feel ready instead of being ready. So here is the real issue. This is the most dangerous habit of all and the hardest one to spot because it does not look like a problem. It looks like responsibility. Here is what it actually is. At some point, research stops being about finding answers. It becomes about managing fear. Every new article, every new report, every new data point. Not to learn something new, but to feel safer, to feel more ready. Daniel was doing this every morning for 7 months. He was not looking for new information. He already had everything he needed. He was looking for certainty. And certainty in a property market does not exist. Kahneman proved this in 1979. Humans will keep seeking information long after it stops being useful because the act of searching feels like control. It is not control. It is comfort disguised as preparation. According to the National Association of Realtors, in 2023, 67% of buyers said they felt they needed more information even after making their final decision. The feeling of not being ready never fully goes away. Waiting for it to disappear is not a strategy. Are you? The 3 signals when your research is done. Signal 1, your numbers are not changing. You have checked prices 3 weeks in a row. Same area, same budget, same results. Nothing new is appearing. When your research keeps confirming the same answer, that is not a reason to keep searching. That is the answer. Signal 2, your objections have changed. Early in your research, your concerns were about facts. Is this area growing? Are prices stable? Is this a good investment? But now your concerns sound different. What if something better comes along? What if I am making a mistake? That shift from facts to feelings is your signal. The facts are done. Only fear is left. Signal 3. You are looking for confirmation, not information. You are no longer searching to learn something new. You are searching for someone to tell you what you already know. That is not research. That is anxiety with a search bar. When all three signals are active, your research is done. The next step is not another search. It is a decision. According to the National Association of Realtors, in 2023, the average buyer who delayed their decision by 6 or more months paid 7% more than buyers who moved within their original window. On a $400,000 home, that is $28,000. That is the real cost of waiting to feel ready. You already have what you need. The question is whether you are going to use it. Here is what I want you to do right now. Go back through those 5 habits. Pick the one that sounds most like you. Write it in the comments. Just one word. That is all. Because the moment you name it, it loses its power over you. And if you know someone who has been almost ready to buy for the last 6 months, send them this video today. Next week, we are going to talk about what happens after you decide to move. Because the mistakes do not stop at research. They follow you into the negotiation. And that is where the real money is lost.